believe I'm putting this out on the internet, but I'm writing a book and I'm starting this new channel to talk about it. And I don't know, I've been like lost on authortube for the past couple weeks. So yeah, this will be interesting for sure to actually share this, because I don't like to talk about it even with my friends and family, because I feel like writing sometimes is so personal that like it's hard to share that with anybody. So a little bit of a long story on how I got here, but I will get into all that. I'm a mom to 2 boys, just so you're aware. So this writing journey will be a little bit of a crazy one, trying to fit in writing time with being a mom. But yeah, I figured I would take you guys along on my journey with writing my first novel. I don't like putting this out there, it's so scary. Like I said, a little bit of a long story on how I got here, and I want to tell you guys more about me and what I'm trying to accomplish here, I guess. So after that first clip that you saw, I actually didn't write for like 4 months. Yeah, it's kind of a long story, but I kind of just want to introduce myself first. We'll talk about my writing journey throughout my life, how I got to where I am now, why I started that video back then, and why I didn't film anything afterwards until today. Let's just talk about it all. I want this to kind of be an introduction to my channel, so you know kind of who I am, why I'm starting this channel, and what I hope to do on this channel, and what you can maybe expect from this channel. So let's just go through it all. First of all, my name is Tori, and I am an aspiring author. I guess you could call me a writer. I'm trying to like say that more often than call myself a writer. I don't do it professionally, so it feels weird to call myself that, but I write, so I'm a writer. I'm a mom to 2 little boys, and I am currently halfway through my 3rd pregnancy with my 3rd boy. I feel like everybody's writing journey is so different and so unique and interesting. It's fun to like hear other people's stories of like whether they grew up with writing or found that they loved it later in life, whatever it is. I just love hearing how everybody has kind of gotten to where they are and like where they're at in their journey, like whether they're writing their first book or they had books published already, things like that. So I'm just going to share where I'm at right now, where I'm starting out this channel. So me and my siblings were all homeschooled growing up, and I remember like the first thing that I wrote and like had a lot of fun with. I don't remember how old I was exactly, but I was very young, and my mom gave me a writing assignment. I can't remember if the subject was the assignment and then I came up with the story, or if I came up with the whole concept myself. I don't remember exactly, but I ended up writing a story about being 2 inches tall, and it was like a short little story about a girl who woke up 2 inches tall and what her day looked like. And I think I still have that story actually, but after that I just remember like I loved writing that story and making up characters and just scenarios and stuff. So I like dabbled in it here and there. More so like when playing with Barbie dolls with my sister, I would want to come up with the story of what they were doing and where they were going and who they were talking to and what they were saying. Like I wanted to come up with just the whole storyline for our Barbie dolls. And my sister a lot of the time did not like that because she didn't want me telling her dolls what to do. But really it wasn't until I was probably late middle school, high school age, that's when I really remember being into writing, and I would just sit on my desk and write all the time. I dabbled a little bit in songwriting, but that wasn't as much my thing as I found just writing stories. I wrote some short stories. I think I actually finished a first draft when I was probably like a freshman, and reading back on it now obviously is so cringy because I didn't know what I was doing, obviously. But yeah, I just remember being so passionate about it throughout high school. It was like something I would think about all the time. I was constantly writing down story ideas, constantly just writing scenes, making up characters, things like that, and absolutely loved it. And then after high school I entered the workforce and had very little time, or at least what I thought was little time back then before I had kids. Had very little time to work on my writing. I think I started to get really a lot more insecure about it, even though nobody was really reading it because I didn't let anyone see it. But in my head, it's sometimes hard for me to write and not think about people who would read it, especially because even back then I wanted to be a published author someday. So like everything I would write, I would think about who's reading this. And I think I started to become very insecure about my writing, and it started to feel just like so personal to me. And I don't know, it was just a combination of everything going on in my life at that time that I kind of just stopped writing for a long time. Very similarly with reading, I was reading a lot during that time because reading is what really inspires me in my stories. So when I stopped reading as much because I was working full time, I stopped writing as much around the same time. So I think that was probably a contributing factor as well. But if you kind of like fast forward through my life from then until now, like looking back, I can see that I've always loved creativity and storytelling and just sharing things with the world, if that makes sense. Just after that time where I started working, when I was like maybe 19, I started a YouTube channel and I started doing like vlogs or sitting down and talking to the camera and still in a way like telling stories. I even made a video like reading some of my old stories, which I'm so embarrassed about. I need to see if that video is still live or not, because that's a little embarrassing. But anyways, I just made videos and found a passion doing that as well. And social media, I loved like anytime a new social media came out, I was like, I want to learn this social media. I want to know what it's all about. How are people being successful? Because during that time of my life is when influencers started becoming a big thing and like started making careers out of content creation, which I just thought was amazing and just so interesting. So I spent a lot of that time kind of just like watching all these influencers, learning everything I could about like social media and how it worked and how you grow on social media, stuff like that. And even within the job that I had at the time, I was able to kind of do some of their organic marketing through social media and found how much I loved that as well. And also through that job, I ended up meeting my husband and we got married in 2019 and then had our first baby in 2022. So that was when my whole motherhood journey kind of began. Mom life is just so busy. I can't believe I ever thought I was busy before being a mom, but like finding time to make videos or write or anything creative like that got kind of hard after having a baby, obviously, especially with it being my first baby. I was just learning how to be a mom, how to take care of a baby, enjoying watching him grow. But I do remember when he was, I want to say he was like anywhere from 7 to like 10 months. I can't remember the exact timeline, but around that time when he was on like a normal schedule, like he was like napping regularly and things like that, I remember picking up writing again. I would get him down for his nap and then I would sit and read through some of my old stuff and my story ideas or some of the outlines I had started, and I was just getting so inspired that I started to write again. And especially because during most of his first year of life, I was a stay-at-home mom with him as well, so I had at least a little bit more free time than when I had a job after he was first born. So I decided to take the opportunity to use some of that time to get back into writing. And then again, I don't really know exactly where I kind of fell off of that. I think it ended up being when I got pregnant with my second baby and my husband and I had decided that I needed to get a job again because financially we just needed another income. So I think when I started working again, I had no time for anything because I was working and had a baby and I was pregnant. So I stopped my creative stuff again. And shortly after my second baby was born, I started posting more regularly on my TikTok and did that for almost a full year. I think I did it from like February to October, so not quite a year, but I was posting more regularly than I ever had on social media and I was so proud of myself. But I also like never really had a niche or anything like that. It was kind of just me and motherhood, which is not a bad thing. I still really enjoy doing that and mainly did it for fun, but of course that's something that I would have loved to have grown my TikTok and been able to make a career out of it. But it was just moving like so slow, and I do go through like waves of depression and stuff, so I kind of fell off of that in October and I was really sad because I was so consistent with it, and I've been kind of getting back into it more regularly here and there, but still feeling like I didn't quite know what my purpose was, I guess, because I had all these things that I was like passionate about, but I couldn't quite figure out like, what is my purpose? What am I supposed to be doing? Because I in my heart know I'm not a 9-to-5 person. I'm not a corporate girly, and I love motherhood. I love my babies, but I don't necessarily want to be a full-time stay-at-home mom like I thought I did growing up. So what does that mean for me? Like, who am I and what am I supposed to be doing? After a little bit of not posting as regularly anymore on TikTok, I think I started to just kind of search for that creative outlet again. And I wasn't really inspired with TikTok, so I was like, what can I do? And I came across a YouTube channel called Brielle Writes, and I was watching her introduction video of her writing journey and how she got to where she is, and it kind of just inspired me to try writing again, and I got back into it a little bit. I had a story that I was like super excited about, and then after watching more of her videos, I realized that she had just started this channel and was able to find some success pretty early on, where she was able to quit her job and just do her YouTube channel, which I thought was amazing. And I was like, what if I can do content creation and writing? I don't know why I never thought about this before, because I've watched authortube before. I don't know why it just never clicked for me that that was something that I could do. And it's also something that I feel like I may have a little bit of a unique voice in this area because I am a mom. I tried searching for more authors on YouTube who were moms, because I feel like being a mom does bring a little bit of a unique struggle to finding time to write, and also just sharing that journey and finding time to film. I do follow a couple, one specifically, her name is Bethany. I don't know how to pronounce her last name, but it starts with an A. I will link these people that I'm mentioning in the description down below. But she's really one of the only ones that I've found so far that still posts consistently as a mom and as a writer. Tell me if you know of any good author moms here on YouTube, because I would love to follow some more. But I felt like it was a good space that I could bring my unique perspective to. Like I said, when it comes to writing, having kids at the same time, and trying to start a new YouTube channel and what that looks like. I got really excited about the idea. And then I got pregnant again with this third baby. And again, my husband and I had the conversation, because I kind of skipped over this, but after having my second baby, I worked for a little bit longer, and then we decided that I was just going to stay home with him again for a little while. I kind of started my own part-time cleaning business so we could make a little extra income, but for the most part, I've been home with him for his first year, which I love. So yeah, again, we decided that I needed to go back to work, because especially with a third baby on the way, we financially just need it, and the economy has been really tough lately. So I think that kind of made me feel a little more down about wanting to start the channel and get back to writing and everything, because I knew how little time I was going to have to be able to do all of that, to be a mom, to have a full-time job, to have a YouTube channel, to write a book. I was just like, I don't know if I have the mental capacity to do it all, and I was really sad about that, but I accepted the fact that that's just where my life is at right now, and I was going to just work. And I felt like maybe as my kids get a little bit older and are a little bit less dependent on me, maybe I'll have more time to kind of work in writing, at least just writing, maybe a YouTube channel about writing. I don't know. I didn't know what it was going to look like. So that video you saw at the beginning was me getting all excited about starting this new channel. And it was right after that, like I said, I found out I was pregnant. We decided I needed to find a job, and I started the job hunt. And it has now been about 4 months, maybe. And the job hunt is not going well. I don't know what's going on. I have applied to so many jobs and just haven't gotten a lot of responses, or I've done interviews and they've gone with other candidates, or I just never got a response from them after the interview, stuff like that. And it's been a struggle. And my husband and I have been doing some other stuff on the side to try and make a little extra money, which has been helping, but I'm still applying to jobs and trying to figure that out. But again, I started just thinking more about writing again and wanting to do more, and I was like, whatever, like I'm just gonna write when I can and when I feel like writing, and see how it goes. So I have been writing for the past couple weeks again, and then in my head I'm like, okay, why don't I just start the channel? Like, even if I am not able to post as much as I want to, I would rather just start and see if I can keep up with it, at least until I get a job, or when I do get a job and figure out my schedule, maybe I can still make time for it, rather than just telling myself no and doubting myself and not even trying. I'd rather like put in the effort, try, start, and see how things go. So that's kind of where I'm at now, because what I really want for this channel is to just show real life motherhood, trying to like, it doesn't even have to be writing, but like do something for yourself. In a lot of ways, my situation is unique, but in a lot of ways it's not. And there are other moms out there who want to publish a book, who want to start their own business, whatever it is, who want to do content creation, like whatever it is. I want to share my experience and my journey, and it's not necessarily to teach anyone, because I obviously am still learning through all this, but just to give someone like that feeling of having a friend going through the same thing or going through something similar. Because like I said, I tried looking for some channels and found very few where I felt like I related a lot to their situation. Yeah, this is what I want to do. So why not just start and do it? So as far as what to expect from my channel, I can't exactly tell you for those reasons, but I want to make writing content. I want to talk about the project I'm working on. I want to share any tips that I've found for working in having writing time while being home with my kids. Also, we'll probably talk about my job search journey because that's going to be a big factor in all of this. So I will keep you guys updated on that too as much as possible. And also just motherhood in general. Like I'm going to share my pregnancy and things like that. I'm thinking I'll do like vlogs, like day in my life type stuff, and then like try to incorporate writing into that. I have a lot of writing dedicated videos as well. So I don't know if that's making sense. I have all these ideas in my head, but they're just not like coming out right now. But basically you can expect motherhood, being a writer, and a content creator. Those three things I feel like right now in my life are the biggest things and the most challenging things, but the things that I love and want to put my time and energy into the most. So that's what I'm hoping to share on this channel. Like I said, if you have any other channels that you love watching of moms who are either just entrepreneurs and working it in with having young children, or specifically writers, I would love to find some more and watch some more people like that. Like I said, it just feels like having a friend that is going through something similar. Please let me know if you know of any. One other thing you could probably expect from my videos is a little bit of chaos. I mean, motherhood is chaos, but I try to plan videos. So I will like sit down and write my idea out, but I don't like scripting videos. I just like getting on the camera and being myself, but sometimes that leads to me ranting a little bit too much, and when I'm editing, I'm like, oh my gosh, what was I even talking about? I'm gonna do my best to like edit these so that they make sense, but don't expect like super polished videos. Today I actually took the time to put my phone up on a tripod, and yes, I'm using my phone, not an actual camera, even though I have cameras, but I did set up my light. Like I did a little bit of setup. I put books in the background, but don't expect that every time. It's just gonna be me, my real life. Maybe I'll get better at those things as time goes on. But yeah, if you have any questions about this channel, about me, about my stories, like literally any questions at all, I would love for you to comment and let me know. Obviously always looking for video ideas, things to talk about and share, so I want it to be things that you are interested in. If you enjoyed this video and relate at all and want to support me, I would love it if you would like the video or subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video, I guess.